So yeah, lads, I think not enough people were high enough on Kelsey Plum. I think people were a little bit too low on Kelsey Plum. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, Kelsey Plum, absolutely exceptional so far in the WNBA this season. Kelsey Plum has been one of the top 10 players, maybe top 5 players this season. And look, if you're asking me who the best point guard has been, I think you can't have that conversation without mentioning Kelsey Plum. If you guys agree, subscribe. We are trying to hit 47.7k by the end of the day. We are 63 subscribers off. We are not far off 48k. If we can somehow hit it by the end of the next Fever game, that would be insane, which is Wednesday night, I think. However, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about Kelsey Plum, what Kelsey Plum has done this season. On the year, she is averaging 25 and 5.6 assists with 2.5 steals a game. And she's doing it on 43% from three. Ironically, her three-point field goal percentage are basically the same because she has Lynn Roberts as a coach, so she's never going to tell her to stop shooting threes. But, like, she's had a 37 and a 28-point game, albeit, and that's been in their 2 wins. In their 2 wins, she has shot 67 and 60% from three. And the thing is, you might be saying that, like, she's just on a heater. You can see, she didn't look good against the Lynx. But I was like, no one looks good against the Lynx. She didn't look good against the Valkyries. In fairness, she looked bad in this one too. I thought she looked really good in this game against the Mercury, especially down the stretch. Like, look, she had a toe on the line. She had a game-tying shot with her toe on the line. Like, Kelsey Plum is, like, legitimately looking like she's one of the top players, the absolute top players in all of the WNBA. She's looking like one of the top players, and I mean, the Aces fans and the WNBA media that thought Jewel Lloyd was an upgrade on Kelsey Plum. Nah. Like, if you're seeing it right here, Kelsey Plum, like, just immediately attacking Angel, starting off the game, hitting her with the too small. Kelsey Plum getting the ball swung to her by Sarah Ashley Barker, driving in, great pass into Azurá Stevens. Like, she absolutely cooked them. There was nothing they could do. She's running the pick and roll. They're running a lot of wing pick and rolls, which I like. I like to see teams reversing the ball side to side and running pick and rolls. And there are times where she's getting by everyone with ease. Like, there's nothing. She had 28 and 8 on 6 of 10 threes. Like, for a guard, that's probably the best game a guard has played this year. And she was 6 of 8 from 3 at one stage. Like, nobody can guard her. Nobody can guard her. And first of all, this was the worst defensive possession I've ever seen by Angel Reese. Watch Angel Reese off this switch. She just doesn't guard. She's just not guarding the player who, at that point in time, had, like, you have 10 first quarter points? And then she just went nuclear in the second quarter. Or third quarter. Straight to Sarah Ashley Barker, who I'm really liking as a rookie. Like, she's like she'll be a Lexi Holt type player. She's a 3-and-D player. Easy take there by Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum running down the floor. We're not going to do anything to guard her. She's going to walk down, hit another 3. And, like, this game was a game for a while. And Kelsey Plum just took over by herself. And if you guys don't remember what happened last year, if you look at Kelsey Plum's game log, there is one game that really stands out. And this is why I'm like, the amount of disrespect Kelsey Plum got. So, the Vegas Aces lost every single game against the Liberty last year in the regular season. They lost 3 out of 4 in the playoffs. However, there was one game they were particularly close. So if we go and look at this game right here. So obviously they lost 3 of 4 in the playoffs. In the game they won, Kelsey Plum had 20. But if you look here, this game here. So the Aces were beating almost everyone post-playoffs. This game right here, this was the closest they played them. And if you look at the box score of this game, like, Aja Wilson did not play. And Kelsey Plum had 25. And this was like, as much as it didn't seem like it, this was mostly a second half comeback. Like, this was a completely full New York Liberty team. Sloot was playing, and Sloot was starting, which he shouldn't have been. Leonie Fevers came in. And this is a full Liberty team. This was a full-strength Liberty team. And the best player on the floor was Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum. Jackie Young was having a stinker. No Aja Wilson. Chelsea Gray was doing Chelsea Gray things, scoring 3 points, and in fairness, and having 6 assists, where she was playing point guard. But Kelsey Plum, by herself, they were down big. They won the fourth 20-11, and they got it back to within a possession. They had a chance. They had their chances. They were down big on Kelsey Plum in that fourth quarter. I want to see if I can get the play-by-play up. So we got fourth quarter. They're down 13 points. Tiffany Hayes hits a shot. Jackie Young hits free throws. Kelsey Plum makes a three-pointer. Kelsey Plum makes a layup. Sabrina Ionescu hits a shot to make it a 5-point game. Kelsey Plum hits another shot. Wow, Colson makes a shot off of Kelsey Plum assist to bring it back to 1. Phoebus makes a shot to make it 3. Kelsey Plum makes a shot to tie. Sabrina Ionescu hits a pull-up. Sid Colson. If only she could do that for the Fever. And then Sabrina Ionescu makes a shot. Sabrina Ionescu hits some shots in the end. They just lose the game by 4. But, like, Kelsey Plum willed the Aces back into a game with no Angel Wilson. And without Angel Wilson, Kelsey Plum looked like... I said that was like... If you guys didn't see as well last year, the Aces were better without Angel Wilson than they were when they were with Angel Wilson. Because when Angel Wilson wasn't on the floor, they ran through Kelsey Plum. There were very few minutes last season when they did not run through Kelsey Plum. And when Angel was not on the floor. And they were better. And I'm not saying they're better, the team's better without Angel Wilson. That is not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is the team was at least not, like, could function without Angel because of how good Kelsey Plum was. And this is a player that a lot of people had, like, the people disrespected her. They disrespected Kelsey Plum. They said that Jewel Lloyd was as good as her. They literally said Jewel Lloyd was as good as her. They were like, oh, they both won 2 championships. They're the same. Can we stop just counting rings like it means something? Can we stop counting rings? Like, I'm sorry. That, like, by that logic, Swaggy P is better than Mikal Bridges as a, like, tertiary option, as a, like, 4th option. Swaggy P is a ring like that. I was thinking of random ass starters on championship teams. And, like, Jewel Lloyd was never, like, when Jewel Lloyd won those rings, she was playing with Breanna Stewart, freaking Steward, like, not far off her prime. Like, all of these players. Like, she was playing with some of the top players in the world. And it, like, and that's how, and, like, Jewel Lloyd was doing that. Like, Jewel Lloyd, as a first option, was never that successful. Kelsey Plum was, like, taking a team that just wasn't meant to function without the MVP and turning them into one of the better teams in the WNBA when she's off the floor just because of how good Kelsey Plum is. So, yeah, Kelsey Plum is no question about it. No question about it. Kelsey Plum is as good, or is as good as any guard in the league not named Caitlin Clark. And maybe by the end of the season, we reopen that conversation. Because up to this point, Kelsey Plum's been better, but I'm not. But, like, I'm not taking one bad game from Caitlin Clark, which was a bad 6 quarters from Caitlin Clark. I'm not saying that makes her better than Caitlin Clark. But we've seen enough over the years. She's made an all WNBA first team. We've seen enough that when Kelsey Plum is allowed to just go and, when she's allowed to go and cook, when she's allowed to go and do her own thing, when she's allowed to, like, just be herself, she can be one of the best guards, if not the best guard in the entire WNBA. So anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.